What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. So I'm looking at two pairs, but I'm also going to take a look at silver because I'm getting hints from other pairs of what I think could potentially be coming this week. But I'm just focused on Aussie USD and NZD USD as the two that I would possibly try to trade. Euro CAD, you know, I sold this one from up there, and I should have just maybe taken some off and left the rest running. And I'm definitely going to do that next time because we got a pullback, yeah, and it just keeps going. But it's very sketchy getting in now because we're in kind of no man's land. So yeah, let's see what happened on Aussie. We were definitely right on the direction. It started, you know, we had this drop, it pulled back, and it kept going down. But it just looks like we're in a correction right now. I don't think the next move down has actually happened yet. I still think we're within a correction, right? And you notice what this looks like? Drop into a running flat, right? That's what it looks like right now. So if we take a ride over to silver, you notice anything similar here? Drop, running flat to the downside. Interesting, huh? So if we look at silver first, let's go to the daily here. Like higher time frame, right? We were in this like bull flag, right? And then we broke out to the upside, and now it's coming back down for a retest, right? And you can see it right here on the daily chart. It pushed up, right? We hit this area of resistance right here. Then it broke through support, another push up, and then we broke through, came down, we hit long-term trend line. We got a bullish engulfing on the daily. So what I'm thinking silver is probably going to do is push up into this area of resistance and then continue to break down, right? So if Aussie, NZD, and silver are kind of moving the same, what could that potentially look like on Aussie? Well, let's go to the 4 hour and zoom in on this. So one thing I noticed about Aussie USD is it loves its expansions. It loves to expand. You see it all over this chart. Look at this right here. Expansion, taking out highs and lows. Got another one right here from this week, taking out highs and lows. And then if you look at what happened just on Friday on an even lower time frame, look at this. Expansion again. And this looks like it's about to head back up. So this looks like a move up into an expansion for potentially another move up. But this looks like a running flat to the downside. But that's the thing. This pattern has not, like, it might look like this. It might look like a running flat, but I figured out very quickly that what it looks like and what it ends out being is two different things. So there's two different scenarios I see taking place this week with this pair. Would be A, which I think is the less likely scenario, would be that this area holds and it just drops and breaks out and just goes to the downside. That would be scenario one. And if we start seeing bullish momentum to the downside, we could always just hop on and put a stop as soon as we're in profit, right? But Aussie loves its expansions, right? So what if we drag this up like this? We have touch there, right? We came up bullish into expansion for another push up, taking out this high, coming back up into a weekly area of resistance before the next fall. And if we zoomed out a little bit, right? We had a fall into expansion, coming back up into this weekly area of resistance before the next fall. Does that look like a likely possibility? I think so. I do. Because if you look at silver, retesting a major trend line, probably going to push up. Yeah, I don't know. And then if you go to NZD USD, which Aussie and NZD tend to, they sort of move the same, but not exactly. You see NZD USD kind of did something a little bit different. We had this drop. Then we had this little correction. A second drop, but it made a higher low. Then we pushed up and made a higher high. And if we zoom out even further, we notice that there's this giant double top sitting right here. Red flag news coming out Wednesday for NZD USD. So what do you think the likelihood is that NZD kind of works its way up towards this double top? Wednesday comes, we take the double top out, and then we sell off. All right, so if NZD USD is going up, silver is going to go up and retest that broken area of resistance, or support, now resistance. And Aussie USD will do that whole expansion thing, come back up into weekly resistance, and then sell off. And if I had just stayed in Aussie USD from where I was, I mean, yeah, I think next time, definitely just going to just leave it. I know I keep saying that, but it's like, sometimes it's really hard until you see what the pattern is. So this definitely looks like a correction. So I think we're getting a continuation. But still, I don't know what this correction is. If it's a running flat for more downside or an expansion for more downside. So, I mean, I guess we could play this a couple of ways here. If we think this is running flat, we could throw maybe a small position in here, because it looks like this is heading back up. It'll at least hit the trend line. So we could probably put a small position here, expecting that the likelihood of this pushing up to there is probably pretty good. So just make sure that you can withstand the drawdown from here to here. And then you could always add on to the position up here, you know, and then head south. But if this thing decides to just go, you got that small position there. Well, then you're still making money. But if you're wrong and it does come up there, just make sure you can withstand the drawdown from there to there. And if you get much above this area, then call it. But I think I'm going to wait. I think I'm going to not trade Monday, not trade Tuesday, and wait for Wednesday and see where price is and get a better idea of what, because honestly, I don't think this correction is going to be like Monday hits. I don't think this thing's just going to drop out of this little correction. I think this correction is going to continue until at least Wednesday. So there's really no need to even trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see where price is and then maybe try to make a decision then. But pretty much that's my plan. If we can get NZD USD above that double top, I'm all in. I will sell right above that double top in NZD USD to the downside. I'm not going to buy this because my bias is to the downside. I'm definitely not buying this up. Yeah, so let's just see what happens Monday and Tuesday. But that's kind of my that's my plan for this week. And EuroCAD, I'm definitely watching. It looks like we're going to get a bearish engulfing on the monthly here. So I think at some point, the likelihood is pretty good that, and maybe it was from right here, that EuroCAD starts to pull back up. Maybe into a resistance level up here somewhere, and then continue down. You know, because you usually have a wick, right? See how this had a wick and the candle body? So I would imagine there's going to be another wick. You know, candle body and wick. So we're going to retrace up this monthly candle which would look something like that on the weekly chart. So I'll be watching EuroCAD for it to pull back up into one of these levels of resistance. We'll kind of move things around and figure out where potentially we can get back in. But I think the likelihood that this thing starts to work its way back down like this is probably pretty good. Because, you know, if you look at the 6-month chart, it's the same thing. We had this big bullish candle, bullish engulfing. But I think the next candle would retrace down it a little bit. At least come down to like maybe here somewhere if it's going to head higher, right? But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Anyways, that's it. See you later.